Yeah, I get my best flows to test on my next shows, while my whiteboard is marked up with expos. Planning out all of my next moves to expose the most unlikely artists to make it out of the West Coast.
Alright guys, I'm going to be giving you a review on the loaded Bhangra. I've been riding it for a few months now, so I think I have a pretty good idea of how it rides. First off, I'll give you the specs. It's 48.5 inches wide, long, and 9.5 inches wide on the widest part, so it sort of mellows down over here where it's not as wide, so it's not symmetrical. The cakes are also different. The back cake has I think it's 6 inches, and the front one is around 4. So what that does, it allows you to do different things with the cakes. They say that the back one is good for shove-its and stuff like that, whereas the front one is good for hang 10 shove-its. So that's something to keep in mind. I actually sort of like that there are two different ones because it allows you to make use of both different types of tails. This one I use, actually I find this one has a little bit too much kick. It has too much, you can get too much leverage off it, so it kind of makes your board out of control. But if you don't hang on the edge, you can sort of stay in the middle and it still works pretty well, pretty similarly to this side. So this board is designed, it has a little bit of a rocker. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right like that. It also has a tiny bit of concave, which it's not very much, but I feel like it really does help keep you locked in and stuff like that. So the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to split it up into 4 disciplines. There's going to be dancing, freestyle, flatland freestyle kind of stuff, and then downhill and sliding, or free riding type stuff. But before I do that, I'm going to also talk about some of the features of this board. It has 2 different types of grip tape. So on the main part of the body, it has a less coarse grip tape than on the tails, because they designed it to make sure that when you're dancing on here and stuff like that, it doesn't wear down your shoes too much. But when you're on the tails, it doesn't lose, your foot doesn't slip off. So that's good. I don't really have any complaints about that. Yeah, it seemed like a really good idea. I haven't had any problems. The only thing is that before I had this board, I had the Nelson Spindrift, and I had 36 grit sand gator grip on there, so it really held your feet really well. This stuff, when you're sliding, it doesn't hold your feet as well. And I know it's not really designed to be a sliding board, and also the grip isn't supposed to help you stay on at really high speeds, but it's just my foot has slipped off a few times, and it's not fun. But if you're aware of the fact that your foot could slip off, I think you'll be fine. The rocker though also helps lock your feet in, so that's the concave helps you lock your feet in. So I don't know. Just be wary of that. So the board itself, the deck is made up of vertical laminate bamboo, which is pieces of bamboo going this way, and there's also a layer of cork. I'm gonna try to, I don't know if you can see, there's a pretty dark line right in the middle of the 2 bamboo layers, and they say that the idea is to dampen the board and make it feel less springy, which I'm not really sure, because I got Flex 1, even though my weight sort of fits in the Flex 2 bracket. The reason I got Flex 1 is because I had the Dervish before, and I really hated all that flex because it rebounded and caused a lot of problems for me. So I wanted to make sure that I got a board that didn't have very much flex, and I was really happy with my choice. It definitely doesn't flex very much, and the amount of flex that it does, it makes it a really great ride. Okay. The weight of the board, it's like 5.5 to 6.5 pounds or something like that. Just the deck, and then the complete is around 10 pounds or something like that, which is pretty significantly heavy. But yeah, I mean, you don't really feel it that much if you're just doing some sliding or dancing or whatever. You do notice, however, when you're doing freestyle, because it's quite a challenge to get the board off the ground. The large kicktail helps a bit with that, but I mean, I've been trying to ollie this thing, and it's pretty challenging, just because it's so heavy. So that is that. Also has wheel wells here that are designed to prevent wheel bite, because it's top mount and it can probably pretty easily get wheel bite. The site suggests that you use wheels that are around or under 70 millimeters tall, but right now I just got these ABAC 11 free rides that are 72 millimeters, and they're center set, and I don't have any problems with them, so I don't really know why they tell you that. And I ride my board pretty loose too, so I don't think you have to be too worried about that. Earlier, I actually had my zombie hogs on here, which are like 76 millimeters, and they're side set, so that might be a reason why I don't get wheel bite on there. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with those either, so I don't know. But that's, yeah, I don't know. You shouldn't have a problem with wheel bite, and if you do, you can just buy some risers. So the graphic is Adam Colton Monsters. It's burned into the wood, which makes it look really nice. There's another graphic on here, which is just like an eye with a swirly line around it. It's pretty cool. The board just looks gorgeous. Honestly, it's beautiful.